I'm here. I think we got a good one today, folks. It's for fermented brew. It's a fermented drink, I should say, and it sounds good. Okay, let's see. Take this down. Hello, folks. It's Ron from Ron's Beer Reviews and Tools, and we think we have a good one today, a good drink today. Pretty positive we do. I haven't shown it at the beginning like I normally do on all my beer reviews. It's a fermented drink. 6.8% alcohol by volume. It's up there. They'll get you where you want to go. We have a few of these. And it's naturally gluten-free. Here's what we have. Isn't that nice? It's a mead. You all know what mead is? Fermented from honey. They use wine yeast in this. You could use really almost any yeast, but naturally it would taste different. Wine yeast, and there's a strain of the wine yeast that they use. I forget the number now, L17. I won't say the number because I don't remember. But that's what they use, and it's supposed to say, well, I got information here. I'm going to just go to the information here. This is from Groennfell Meadery up in Vermont. To be more precise, Albans City, I think sometimes they call it St. Albans. St. Albans City, Vermont. Started in 2003 by a married couple. And Mrs. Kelly Klein, one of the founders, co-founders and CEO. I did talk to her on the phone, called her. She was very cordial, very informative, gave you information, asked me questions, and I always ask if you don't want me to use any information on my reviews, I won't. And she didn't acknowledge, she didn't say no. So she's very cordial, very informative, and I know they are working through the day, so I really don't want to keep on the phone that long. Her husband is Mr. Rick Klein. He's also the co-founder, and he's the head brew. I don't know if head brewer or head brewmaster, because they do. This is fermented. It's like beer. I'm talking to her. They did say they have they're coming on. They had a type of mead that was coffee, and they're bringing it back. It's fermented with wine yeast, and they try to hold it for 6 to 8 years afterwards. That really, this is a throwback now. When that say Wayfarer, old Wayfarer, that you're talking way back to the 10th century. This goes back as far as this here, the first beer. Grew it. This is made with a lot, and I'm not taking away from this. I'm just showing two old drinks. I did a beer review on this here, this Grew It review. River Runs Grew It, and it's really a nice, satisfying drink. I'm just going to give you a little information on the Grew It, which is this here. This Grew It, sometimes called Groot, just G-R-U-T or G-R-U-Y-T, is an herb mixture. The herbs in this really make it more so, and they use, instead of hops, a lot of herbs. And here is just some of the herbs that they use. And they use the herbs for bittering, just like we do with the hops. And also, the herbs are for flavoring too, not just bittering. They use it for bittering, balance out the sweetness, but they also have it for flavor, just like the hops. This is a beer before hops came into effect, and they use, and here's the herbs that they use: sweet gale, mugwort, yellow ground, ivy, halehound, or wholehound, I guess. Wholehound or halehound, can't read my writing. Kaluna heather, adjunct, and then, excuse me, I can't read my writing. And then the adjuncts that they say they put in this here, Grew It, and they were brewing it back then in the 14th and 15th century with the juniper berries. You're going to get that nice flavor. Ginger, another flavor. Caraway seeds. Anise, another big flavor. Nutmeg and cinnamon. And also mint. So that goes always back to the late 10th century. It's way back. The hops replaced after the. I don't have the exact date on this when the hops replaced it, but I think it was in the late 10th century. I did read that that's when the hops started coming in, and basically started in the eastern section of the Holy Roman Empire when they started using the hops to make for the beer, to make beer. Well, actually, they were making gruit, but they went with the hop, and then it evolved into beer. And a river runs through it. There you go, the Holy Roman Empire. That those Romans got all over the place. They started a number of things. Okay, let us get back to the mead. This is what we are going to talk about and show you. But let me just read a little bit what the ingredients, which isn't much. Water, honey, raw natural sugar, and then they put the potassium sorbate to protect the flavor. And all wine gets sulfite, preservative. 6.8% alcohol by volume. Let me just read a little what they say. Groennfell Meadery produces historically inspired craft meads from pure wildflower honey. Our drinks are meant for feasting, whether during high summer or midwinter or every day. Grab some friends, grab a pint, enjoying the feast. This is a woman-owned brewery or meadery, although her husband works there, and I'm sure some other guys do. Based on an ancient Germanic warrior's drink, way going back to the German tribes that back in Germany was a unified country then. Old Wayfarer is the world's first amber craft mead. That's nice. Brewed with a custom blend of amber honeys, German brewer's yeast, and dark natural sugars. Old Wayfarer is then aged on toasted oak, bourbon, molasses, and spice. Wow. Toasted oak, creating complex. Oh, quick. Toasted oak is then aged on toasted oak, creating complex notes of bourbon, molasses, and spices. That really sounds good. All right, no further ado, let's get to it. Let's see what this looks like. I got his Stella Artois can. Stella Artois glass. Appropriate shape for this, I'm assuming. All right, let's crack this open. Give it a pour. Now, I'm wondering how much head is on this. I've had mead only once in my life, and I basically was trying it, so I had like maybe 7 or 8 ounces, if that, and I was more or less trying it. It seemed like a soft drink, and there's a little carbonation in there. It's got a little of a head on it. Maybe you might say half a finger head. Plenty of carbonation in that. Oh, smells good, honey. I am getting the aroma of honey. I am getting the aromas of fruit. This would be nice. They said they had made brewed a coffee mead, and they're going to do it again. So I'm going to keep my eyes out for that, because I do enjoy the coffee flavor in beers when you have the stouts and the porters, and sometimes they just add it to that. There was one that was Narragansett that had the coffee syrup in it, and that was nice. All right, back to the mead. Now, this being 6.8% alcohol by volume, I do have a treat because I plan on staying. It's a beautiful day here in Massachusetts. Beautiful, not much wind, little breeze. I'm going to sit out here, have these here, poppables with some jalapeno in them, gives a little bit of a bite. That'll be good. So, no further ado. I do love the aroma on this. It's a smooth aroma. Bottoms up. Ooh, that was good. Oh, you can chug this right down. Very drinkable, very flavorful. went and purchased some brews, and we just try to go on a budget of how much beer and ales to buy for, and now port wines for the reviews. But I did see this at the package store, but we didn't have enough on the budget at the time for the amount that we were buying. So I said next week when we come back we'll purchase it. Went back on the shelf, this one here, and I looked at them, and I like the I just like the logos on this, the way the words were, old Wayfarer, and the guy there that would be back in time, dressed like that, and the wording, it just caught my eye, the colors, and so I went with this here. And I did notice that it did say woman owned. I didn't notice it at the time when I looked at the can, came home and I saw that. So that's good, you know. That was really nice when we're getting in to the profession of meadery and brewing, bacon. Where am I going back with the brewing? That goes down easy, and you have to remember that it's a 6.8% alcohol by volume. Beautiful day. Well, oh, this is so tasty. I could chug this right down. It tastes that delicious and that soothing. Goes down easy. You gotta remember, it's 6.8% alcohol by volume. Alright, so I won't run this long. I thank Mrs. Klein. I thank you, Kelly, for taking the time, giving me some information and talking. I know you guys have to be busy because you're doing a good job there. And like I said, I've done a beer review on this on my. It's an older, so way back in. You have to dig through, and but I did do a review on the Groennfell. I like things from the past. I like history, and this here is history. Mead making mead. Like I said, we had a gentleman that one of our beer reviewers, Junior. I think he's in Georgia. Was brewing up some mead, and I was in his garage waiting, and then went over to break it open, and I somehow the cover wasn't down the whole 100%, and it was just infested with fruit flies. That's the sweet honey. All right, so we'll end it here from a beautiful Massachusetts on a real nice day. The weekend is coming up. This is Friday. I want to make sure you, and I want to say this, I want to make sure you take care of your senior citizens, because this virus, so they say, is still around. I will go with that. So people are passing away, senior citizens, so be careful. Watch out for your family, your friends, and your neighborhood, particularly the senior citizens. Help them if you can. I hope we have a short duration of this virus and it goes away quickly. So with that said, folks, enjoy the day. You're going to drink responsibly. Have some mead. Get out there, buy some mead. It is different. You see what it looks like? You see what I have said? My taste buds are enjoying it. Get out, pick yourself up some mead. I would like to see it, do a review on it so I can see what kind of mead is in your neighborhood. This is in Vermont, St. Albans City, Vermont. Have a good day, folks. Ciao.